home. It was his birthday last week. Gracie. Dr. Goose. And the Lorax is a special little creature, and his job is what? Does anybody remember from yesterday what his job is, Linda? Should we start over and see if we can figure it out? The Lorax by Dr. We're only going to read part of it because it's a very long story. But if you see this page is on our cover somewhere inside. It's called the what page? The Lorax. That's a funny name, isn't it? At the far end of town where the prickle grass grows and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing except an old crow, is the shriek of the lifted Lorax. And deep in the prickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today. For the Lorax once stood, just as long as it could, before somebody lifted the Lorax. What was the Lorax, and why was it there, and why was it lifted and taken somewhere? From the far end of town where the prickle grass grows, the old one-story still lives there. Ask him. He knows. You won't see the one-story. Don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurkum on top of his store. He lurks in his lurkum cold under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of mist-muffled meat. And on special days he makes an August peach out of the shutters. And sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you perhaps if you're willing to pay. Does anybody remember yesterday what he was willing to pay? How do we pay him to tell us anything? Fingers. Money. Money, that's right. On the end of a rope, he lets down a tin pail. You have to toss him 15 cents and a nail and the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather snail. Oh, do you remember? Then he pulls up the pail, makes a most careful count to see if you paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you paid him away in his snuff, the secret strange hole in his scrubulous glove. Then he grunts, I will call you if I whisper my phone, for the secrets I tell you are ears alone. Slop down the slops, I whisper my phone to your ear, and the old ones who whispers are not very clear, since I have to come down to his snurgly hose, and he sounds as if he has smallest bees up his nose. Now I'll tell you, he says with his teeth sounding gray, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long time back. Way back in the days when the grass was still green, and the pond was still wet, and the clouds were still clean, and the song of swanny swans rang out in space. One morning I came to this glorious place, and I first saw the trees. Oh, the truffula trees. You say truffula trees? The bright colored tufts of the truffula trees. These are called the tufts. You say tufts? Mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze, and under the trees I saw brown-barred balloons frisking about in their barbarous suits, as they played in the shade and ate truffula fruits. From the ripulous pond came the comfortable sound of the hummingbird's humming while splashing around. But those trees, people, those trees, those truffula trees, all my life I've been searching for trees such as these because they're soft. It was much softer than silk, and they had a sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I do. I unloaded my cart. In no time at all, I had built a small shop, and I chopped down a truffula tree with one chop. And with great skillful skill, with great speedy speed, I took the saw tough, and I knitted a sneeze. Can you say that? Sneeze. The instant I finished, I heard a gazump. I looked. I saw something. Oh, pop out of the stump of the tree I chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describe him, that's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortest and oldest and brownish and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpest and bossy. What do you think that is? Isaac? Who can predict who that is? The Lorax piece of brain alien. Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze, I'm the Lorax and I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues, and I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset as he shouted and huffed. What's that thing you made out of my cuticula tuft? Look, Lorax, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I'm not doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is a sneeze. A sneeze will find something that all people need. It's a skirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat. And it has other uses. Yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for seats, or curtains or covers for bicycle seats. The Lorax said, sir, you're crazy with greed. Somebody's greedy. What does that mean? They're crazy. They want more and more and more. They're greedy. They're only thinking of who? Themselves. If somebody's greedy, they only think of themselves. You are crazy with greed. Who would buy that fool sneeze? For the very next minute, I proved he was wrong. But just at that moment, a man came along, and he thought that the seed I had knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax, you poor silly guy. You never can tell what some people will buy. I repeat, cried the Lorax, I speak for the... Who does the Lorax speak for? The phone. Not the phone, Isaac. He speaks for the trees. He's taking care of the trees. I'm busy, I told him. Please be quiet if you please. I rushed across the room and in no time at all built a radio phone and put in a quick call. I called all my brothers and uncles and aunts and I said, listen here. Here's a wonderful chance for the whole one-third family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast. Take the road to North Dip. Through much at Lee Hawkins. Sharp right at South Dip. And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole one-third family was working full tilt. We were all knitting trees, as busy as we used to the sound of the chopping of truculent trees. What do you think's going to happen? The ones that are chopping the trees down to make trees. Diana. No more trees. That's it. Diana's right. Then, oh, baby, oh, how my business did grow. Now, chopping one tree at a time was too slow, so I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked 4 truculent trees at one smacker. We were making sneeze 4 times as fast. And that Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. But by the next week he knocked on my office door. He snapped, I'm the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please, but I'm also in charge of the brown barbaloots who played in the shade of their barbalot shoots who happily lived eating truculent fruit. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truculent fruit to go around, and my poor barbaloots are getting all the crumbs because they have gas and no food in their tummies.
Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, March